Welcome back, everybody. Jordan J. Adams, Billy Quarantillo, David Hudson. Guys, some really good fights. So far, SFT 28 on track to be a great card. Now we're getting to the meat of the card. Gisele Morera against Ketlen Souza. She's got a 10-3 record. She is making her SFT debut here tonight.
And her opponent, Gisele, 9-4 overall. Incredible record. She's 5-1 in her last 6 fights, including a huge win on the Contender Series, Brazil. She's been fighting the best in the world for a very long time. She had an unfortunate situation where her husband passed away. It's inspired her to take her career to the next level. She's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and this matchup has all the ingredients for what could be a fight of the night.
Absolutely. The main event does as well. Jean Matsumoto, Vanderlei Jr. This too is 135 pounds. This too could be fight of the night. This is our main event.
You know, Jim Matsumoto came to us. He's 8-0. He's a flyweight champion, and he's moving up. He's moving up to fight with Mexicano. Mexicano fought the first title fight of SFT. At SFT 3, he lost to Anderson Beninja, who's our Brazilian commentator, who's going to be fighting at the UFC in a couple of nights.
Well, it's going to be a great night of fights. SFT 28, you've already seen the preliminaries, and these fights coming at you right now are going to be outstanding. Co-main and main event belts are at stake. It's SFT 28. Let's hit it.
Brazilian Muay Thai champion Denise Gomes is in a 2-fight winning streak, both by knockouts, and makes her SFT debut tonight. In a duel of opposite styles, Gomes will take on Jiu-Jitsu state champ Andressa Garcina, who's a submission expert. Next up, Denise Gomes versus Andressa Garcina.
Alrighty, time to get this fight started. 3 5-minute rounds in the strawweight division. That's 115 pounds. You see Denise Gomes at the top of your screen, and Andressa Garcina now on the left-hand side of your screen. Here we go.
All right, and they're going at it right from the get-go.
Garcina shoots the double. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you can tell she wants to get right to that jiu-jitsu game started. Like we said, she's a beast on the ground.
Nice butterfly guard there from Gomes, turning into her now. Good jits from the 21-year-old. And now shooting the single herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we figured this fight would be in the clinch area. Both girls are comfortable on the ground, but we did think that Andressa's got a bit of an advantage, a little bit more jiu-jitsu experience.
Yeah, Andressa at 3-0 with 1 tie, making her SFT debut here tonight, looking to impress the big man who's cage side with us.
Good pressure, good cage control right now. Andressa keeping a good, strong presence here.
Yeah, I like how Andressa's pressing Gomes up against the cage and implementing her game plan, forcing her to fight her fight.
Gomes looking for a big elbow from the break, just missing it. You can tell she's got that Muay Thai background.
Yep. Gomes throwing an elbow there.
Good right hand for Gomes.
And again, Romero shooting. Romero does not like the stand-up game.
And good sprawl there from Gomes. Gomes
Beautiful
looking to take advantage of the position here. Holding her own with the grappling, and you can tell Andressa's not really setting those shots up that good. And that's why Gomes was able to stop it so easily.
Yep, and now Gomes pressing Andressa up against the cage. Looks like she's thinking about the single, looking about changing levels, but she has the over-under, and she's preventing her from changing levels. She also has that right arm under the left arm.
Yeah, and you see this happen sometimes in fights. Maybe Andressa wanted to keep the fight standing. Oh, Gomes going for that choke. But what I was saying was Andressa maybe wanted to keep the fight standing, but Gomes has been grappling so much, she's basically playing into her game with this grappling.
Yep, you can see Andressa now fishing for the choke, and Gomes defending.
Yep, good defense right there. Gomes looking for her own takedown defense, looking for the same attack.
Yeah, Gomes has that left arm. Oh, but she still gets dumped. She had the choke.
Yeah, huge takedown there.
Yeah, now Andressa into side, trying to get side control.
Yep.
But Gomes has that right leg in there, preventing her from switching over to side control. Good defense there.
Really, those dumps must take a lot of energy out of the person doing the dump, no?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, you see it, people get tired from throwing people around, but also getting slammed like that doesn't feel good either. So we'll see who it affects more going further into this fight. But there's another one.
Another big dump there by Gauchina. And that looks good for the judges. They're nice and flashy, and they take note of that.
Those are the two biggest moments of the fight, are those two takedowns so far.
Those always make the highlight reels.
But Gomes doing a good job getting back to her feet. She's been able to negate any kind of damage by getting back to her feet relatively quickly. Gauchina pressing Gomes up against the cage. Gomes with double unders, defending.
Quick shout out to United Fight Alliance, our U.S. partner.
There we go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hudson.
That's the money shot.
Is wonderful partnership with SFT. Oh, big head kick. Take that with you. Good job there. I like how
Beautiful
Gomes
kick.
taking away present.
Yeah, you can see Gomes more comfortable in the striking. Oh, beautiful,
nice.
Beautiful bicycle knee.
I like how the fight just changed.
Yeah.
Gomes looking to steal this round. And she does look a little sharper on the feet. And Andressa probably going to go back to that wrestling. She wants to get that fight back to the ground. Nice, beautiful kick. And you can see Andressa, I think she got a little tired from all that wrestling.
Yeah, sloppy shot there, easily sprawled by Gomes.
Beautiful
Thought about the knee,
takedown
but
defense.
she'll get penalized for that.
What happened?
Good discipline there. Well, Gomes thought about the knee, but she had a knee down. Romero had the knee down, so
That's right.
she couldn't knee her. She would have gotten.
Wow, beautiful way to end the round.
Wow.
Very.
And I can't wait for the title fights end of the night. Matsumoto and Mexicano. That's going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, super excited for that one. And now we're seeing this. Andressa is super comfortable on the feet. She's got to worry about Gomes shooting her for that takedown, but Gomes not really doing a great job setting it up. I would love to see her land some strikes first before setting it up, because Andressa is able to defend these takedowns pretty easily. Yep, there's Gomes trying to strike with her a little bit. There we go. There's a better setup, but Andressa knows that's exactly what Gomes wants to do. Gomes deep in on a shot here. Let's see if she can finish it.
Oh,
nice hip toss.
Beautiful reversal there by Andressa. Romero.
Denise Gomes now with the hip toss into side control, and you can see Gauchina now is a little bit out of her element up against the cage. She's kind of bunched up.
She's in trouble now.
Yeah, Gomes looking to finish this fight here.
Letting the right hand go from this position.
She
Goes over
gave
to
up.
side control.
Huh. Wow. I didn't think she was going to get out of that one so easy.
Yeah, I
that
think
was
Gomes
good.
has her in the striking, and then that
Yes.
beautiful judo hip toss. This is kind of Gomes's world in the center of the cage. She has great combinations. Gauchina Romero has proved that she shoots quite a bit, that she does not like the stand-up game of Gomes.
Yeah, Romero doing a good job with the striking, but on the feet, especially now in the second round, Gomes is way more comfortable there striking.
3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second round in this straw weight division.
And it looks like Gomes is starting to take over. I think she's got a little more energy. Oh, but let's see. And that'll slow you down, that big takedown by Andressa.
It's the beauty of the sport. You just never know where it's going to go.
Three minutes to go in round two. A good back and forth action. Each one of these strawweights has their strengths and weaknesses, and it's making for a very interesting back and forth fight.
Yeah, this is who wants it more at this point. Both girls are feeling that first round, that heavy grappling round, back and forth. They're definitely feeling it now at this point in the fight.
And we do want to remind people, as David Hudson just said, so many good fights still to come. We still have Jean Matsumoto versus Wanderlei Mexicano. That one is just a fight that you should, if you're a fan of combat sports at all, don't miss that fight. There's another MMA fight on the card that should be very compelling as well, and that is Moreira versus Souza. Ketlen Souza versus Giselle Morero at 135. There's some extreme fights still to come, some MMA fights. And boy, they talk about extreme fights. They're going extreme right now. Wow.
Wow, beautiful striking there by Gomes. Andressa mixing in a takedown. She's getting a little more comfortable on the feet, but two huge right hands by Gomes.
My God.
Overhand rights from Gomes found the mark. Gauchina trying to fight back though. She's game.
Yep.
You gotta give it to her. She's been taking a beating and still out there.
Yeah, and she's still mixing in those takedowns really well. But I think this round has been, a lot more clear. It's Gomes in this round. I think she's got a little more energy.
Yeah, Billy, and she's been able to stuff the takedowns.
Yes,
and
that looks big. That looks big on the scorecards, and all these takedowns that she's stuffing is really slowing Andressa down. You're seeing her in a really bad spot at this point.
Yes, it's disheartening her.
Yes, getting stuffed that many times, and she, clearly has a disadvantage striking. So she needs some big takedowns here. Gomes doing an excellent job keeping her off her and going right back to that Muay Thai.
Big second round for Denise Gomes with that blue belt in Muay Thai, and looks like she has some boxing background.
Beautiful combo right there.
And she gets out of the way of those big looping right hands. Of Romero.
Yep, Romero really telegraphing everything. Telegraph that big right hand, telegraph the shot. That's a sign of a tired fighter. Beautiful knee.
Legitimate.
Yeah, that was legit.
Her to stand up. Beautiful job there by Gomes.
Her hands off. And the ref gave him that sign like, I saw it and it was legal. So
totally cool.
You love to see that.
Yes. I love how Gomes had the presence of mind, guys, to wait for that knee to come up before she threw her knee.
Yes. High-level stuff. I think she's going to take that round two. Close first round. We'll see how much energy Andressa has going into this third round.
So Gauchina dug herself a bit of a hole here. She's going to have a big round against Gomes. Gomes been able to get those hands going. She's been able to do what she's needed to do. Shooting, again, a lazy takedown, but not nice knee, though. Now Gauchina trying to switch levels. Gauchina lifting Gomes up. Going for the big dump. Gauchina dumps her.
That's a big
Wow,
huge job
takedown, and that's what she needed. Let's see how Gomes reacts to that, because that's exactly what Andressa wanted to do. Get the fight right to the ground. Take her back within the first 30 seconds of round three. She's back in this fight now. Let's see if she can get a finish here.
Talk about changing the direction, huh?
Yeah, she's looking to dig that left hook in now, because she could really turn the whole complexion of this fight around as she starts fishing for a rear naked choke. She's trying to get that left hook in. Good defense here from Gomes. Gomes trying to shuck her off the top.
Yep, we'll see who can transition here.
She's high, Billy. She's very high.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to get reversed, because there's not really a submission there. If she hips out, she could throw up some submissions, triangle choke, an arm bar. Looks like she's attacking there.
Yeah, trying to get that arm, that left arm of Gomes. Gomes in a little bit of trouble here, but I like what Gomes is doing incrementally. She might end
up on top. Yeah, it looks like she's going to end up on top here, and that's. I still think Gomes should try to get out of here. Go make her strike with you. Don't play with her on the ground, because that's where she wants to be.
Precisely. This is Gauchina's world. Why play in her world? There she goes. So I think she heard
smart,
you, Billy.
Wise. Good defense. Now she's picking her apart on the cage, looking for that finish.
Yeah, this is Gomes' world right here. She loves being at distance.
Yep, the story's been that right here. This takedown defense, back to striking. If she can stop this takedown, that'll be huge for her.
She's really had the sprawl going from the early moments of the second round. The sprawl has been working for Denise Gomes, and it's made Gauchina Romero tired. You can see. Look at how lethargic she is.
Waiting for her to get back up. Falling to her back now. Gomes is going in for the finish here.
Gauchina just cannot even hold her hands up to defend herself.
Yeah, it was all that grappling really wore her out. And Gomes doing a good job staying composed here in this third round, landing these big shots. And again, she still probably needs to win this round. It's probably 1-1, or it could even be 2-0. So Gomes, needs to be aggressive here and look for that finish.
Absolutely. Neither one of these strawweights can rest on their laurels. It could be 1-1 right now. They both have to go for the finish with just a little over 2 minutes to go in the fight.
Yeah, and Gauchini looking gassed here, but
she's done.
Yeah, this is a typical wrestler move. You get super tired, hold on to a leg. Gomes is pretty tired too. Oh, and here we go. The ref's gonna separate them. Watch how Gomes comes out. Let's see if she can look for this finish here with the striking.
Yeah, she should come swinging right away. That would be the smart move to do.
Yeah, the referee was having none of that laying around stuff. Left jab from Gomes. Beautiful work there.
Look for that big uppercut. She knows she wants to finish too, because even if she is up on the scorecards, you want to go out there and finish fights. That's what these promoters and the fans want to see.
Beautiful sprawl yet again. That's probably the 5th or 6th successful sprawl for Denise Gomes. Really made a huge difference in this fight.
I would like to see Gomes be able to, to get on top here and work the ground and pound. I feel like if she puts that in her game, only 21 years old, if she's able to reverse these positions and land some ground and pound, she's going to be a force to reckon with. Because right now, she really just wants to sprawl and get back to her feet. She's uncomfortable playing this grappling game, and Gauchini might be able to edge this fight out if she can kind of hang on here, even though Gomes has been the better striker.
Gomes looking to her corner, getting some feedback right there from her corner. And you can see the relaxation and the poise from the 21 years old.
Wow. Yeah, Gomes definitely the fresher fighter, but she needs to keep her off her and land these strikes from the outside, because Gauchini's going to want to shoot in again.
Shouldn't Gomes just come out swinging and finish this already?
Yeah, just right here, but easier said than done. It's been a hard 3.5 rounds. Look at her; she's looking for that finish, though. That's what you want to see.
From Gomes, left, right,
she's
left,
landing
right,
now.
Uppercut. Oh my goodness, ragdolling.
Wow, 20 seconds left.
my
She's looking
God.
for the finish. The ref's looking closely at this fight.
I'll tell you, the referee, she could end it right here with a good combination. He is watching very closely.
Not with not a lot left. If Gomes picks it up here, if she lands some big shots, she could definitely finish this fight.
How is she standing up? Oh my God. Talk about being a tough cookie.
It's just all heart from these ladies right now.
That is it!
They weighed the precision striking of Denise Gomes more heavily than the ground game of Andressa Gauchina Romero.
Meu nome é Vinícius, tenho 29 anos, sou da cidade de Assis, interior de São Paulo. Treino na equipe Maregatai já faz um tempo e estou preparado para essa luta no SFT.
Meu nome é Carlos Prates, tenho 27 anos, sou da cidade de Taubaté, interior de São Paulo, e represento a equipe VTT.
Porque minha mãe sabia que eu queria fazer capoeira ou Kung Fu, que eu sempre falava isso aí. Aí foi um professor de Muay Thai lá onde ela trabalhava. Ele falou, você é professor de Muay Thai. Aí ela, meu filho quer fazer isso aí, colocou eu lá. Mas aí, não era a minha intenção, mas aí eu acabei gostando.
Estou com um cartel de agora 88 vitórias e 10 derrotas.
Tô com 40 lutas, né? Já faz um bom tempo que eu tô treinando, que eu tô lutando. Desde então, só acumulando vitórias, alguns tropeços na terra, mas é aquele aprendizado, né? Mas da parte profissional mesmo, eu tenho uma derrota. Eu sei que ele é um cara bem experiente, até bem mais do que eu, internacionalmente, né? Só que a luta é luta, né? Então, creio que ele seria mais estratégico, mas a minha intenção é trazer ele para trocação mesmo, a gente fazer uma guerra dentro do octógono.
Uma coisa que eu tenho a meu favor é a experiência, então eu consigo ver bastante a luta, o que está acontecendo na luta, sentir a luta. Eu sou um cara que eu não gosto de fazer as coisas desesperadas, eu não gosto de fazer nada por impulso. Eu prezo muito pelos golpes que vão machucar meu adversário, eu não prezo muito por volume, eu não gosto de desperdiçar golpe.
Sou um pouquinho mais agressivo na luta, eu busco mais a trocação mesmo.
respeito no adversário, mas como eu disse, eu estou na minha melhor fase. E é isso, eu espero que ele esteja preparado também para a gente fazer um bom show, fazer uma guerra lá dentro. É isso aí, que nosso melhor. Então sai na mão aí, dá um show pra galera.
Se preparar, porque eu vou ser um cara bem duro pra dar trabalho pra ele. Né? Se ele quiser a vitória, vai ter trabalho pra caramba.
All right, our next matchup, the ever-popular Extreme Division, Vinicius Dionisio versus Carlos Prates. Here we go.
Yeah, on paper, everything looks like it's a little bit, it's pretty close. Carlos Prates with a little bit of a height advantage, and both guys are going to be so comfortable in there. They both had, more fights than we ever seen in the SFT cage. So we're going to see who's going to have the better day because both guys are going to be very comfortable in there. Like I said, with way more experience than me and most other human beings on this earth.
The SFT Extreme Fighting rules are as follows. The fighters wear small 4-ounce gloves. Punches, kicks, and knees are all accepted. It's a 10 count on a knockdown. Title matches are 5 rounds and 3 minutes apiece, and non-title matches are 3 3-minute rounds. 3 knockdowns in the same round and 4 knockdowns in the fight equal a TKO, and matches are decided by TKO, points, and of course, knockout. We want to give our love to Rodrigo Lima and wish him Godspeed in his recovery from the dreaded COVID virus. David Hudson, how is he doing?
He's recovering slowly but surely. We miss him. Brazil misses him. It's he's the voice of SFT. No question about it. And hopefully in a couple more months he'll be back.
Hopefully he's at home enjoying these fights at least. On the left-hand side of your screen, Vinicius Dionisio in the black trunks with blue gloves. Now on the bottom of your screen, Carlos Prates in the traditional Muay Thai trunks with the red gloves. Here we go.
And look at that kick speed by Chris Prates. Oh my God. Carlos Prates. I'm sorry, Carlos. Carlos Prates with a beautiful kick. Good response there.
Oh. This is going to be a Muay Thai affair, boys.
Yeah, both guys looking vicious so far early in this fight.
Both guys with black belts in Muay Thai. They're going to go to what got them to the dance.
Those Muay Thai kicks are brutal.
Ooh, and you can tell both guys whipping those kicks in there. Pratt's in that southpaw stance, coming forward, but eating a lot of kicks.
I'm impressed with Dionisio so far.
Mm-hmm.
Holding his own against Prates.
Dionisio looking good in that righty stance. Both guys are looking for their big kick. So Dionisio looking for that right kick. Pratt's looking for that big left kick. You see him going back and forth trading with those.
War of attrition. Both of these guys can chop down trees with their kicks. Just keep that in mind. I'm sure they've both been to Thailand, and I'm sure the masters have made them chop down trees.
And you can see they both have that traditional Muay Thai stance where they really just stand right in front of each other and they're just exchanging kicks. It's almost like a tough man competition. Who could eat more?
It really is. It really is. You see that lead leg kind of bouncing and you know that whip is coming.
Yeah, that Carlos Prates got that beautiful left kick.
Yes. Yeah, and I love how he keeps that knee up for defense. See how quickly he gets that
blocking
knee
the big shots with that.
Yep.
Ooh, good knee, good step through knee.
And, Vinicius is not overwhelmed by the situation. Some other fighters might kind of be on their heels a little bit, in awe of the record that Carlos Prates brings. But Dionisio is standing toe-to-toe.
Yeah, and this is probably, he's probably used to fighting guys with way less experience. So it's probably a little bit of a change-up for him. But, yeah, he's super comfortable in there. And he's doing a good job countering those left kicks with punches.
Just love how Pratt swings his hips into those kicks.
Yeah,
it's a thing of beauty. It's so well trained.
Beautiful left knee that looked like it was going to be a kick too. Using that left kick really well. That right teep off the get-go.
Isn't it just it's a thing of art. He's so artistic. He's like a ballet dancer.
That looked like some Anderson Silva movement there at the end. I like that mixing up.
Yeah, but Vinicius is not falling for those games.
Yeah, Vinicius is not biting, which is nice. We're seeing a lot of veteran workmanship in there by Dionisio. It's trade.
Yep. Good first round for both guys.
Just a fun fight to watch. And I'm really liking Dionisio. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, he seems to be the aggressor. Landed more of the boxing, using the hands more in the first round. If he can stay in there, keep landing those combos, he could outlast Carlos Prates here, who's using a lot more kick base.
How would you score the first round? We didn't talk about that.
That was a close round, man. It's tough. We're gonna see if the judges were looking at Carlos's Prates a little more aggression and more of those left kicks, or if they're looking at Dionisio's exchanges, the punching and the boxing after. But it was definitely a close round.
Yeah, it was very close. I don't know how to score. I didn't know how to score it. That's why I asked.
I'm a sucker for style and for form and for like the beauty of, when I'm watching Prates, just like his form is so strict. He's so disciplined.
Yeah, he looks like he's dancing in there.
Yeah, he looks like he's dancing in
so
there.
Smooth.
And I give major props to Dionisio. He's the grinder, and he's making it a fight. So, yeah, tough round to score.
Yeah, but I will say, Dionisio, I like his striking, with his hands. He's doing a good job with the hands. The problem is Prates doing, a good job keeping that distance and landing those strikes on the outside.
Yeah, and Prates, he's mixing it up a little bit more than Dionisio's kind of arm heavy.
Yeah.
See, he's got a lot more kicks, a lot more knees, elbows, giving Dionisio lots of different looks.
Such a high-level chess match, though.
Really is. Quality fight.
Good combo there. Good combo there.
Yeah.
But yeah, once he stays out on that outside range, Pratt's able to find those big left body kicks, and that's the liver side. That left body kick to the open right side is always the liver, so it's a dangerous kick. He's got to be very cautious of that. Nice, good straight left hand. Yeah, I think Prates is controlling the fight a little bit more.
Yeah, but he's not backing up at all. He's right in there.
Yeah, it's a great fight right now. Going into the end of the second round, still anyone's fight. Super high level striking here. Ooh, here we go. See, he's going for it.
A little bicycle action there for Prates. Hopefully Dionisio gets some points for being the aggressor and making the fight.
Yeah, he's staying in there and he's throwing. Good, another competitive round. I think Prates could be up 2-0, or it could be 1-1. But very very close competitive rounds here.
Good close round. Carlos Prates going for his 84th win.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this plays out.
This is anybody's fight. Who
Both
wants
guys
it more?
still looking fresh. There's that experience. Some of the younger fighters can learn from that, because a lot of times it's a war of nutrition or a war of attrition. But both guys looking fresh here.
And it's a war of nutrition as well.
Yeah. See weight nutrition. Good scrap here going into this third round.
Yeah, really good scrap.
Oh, he's got the knockdown.
Beautiful straight left hand by Carlos Prates.
And in a razor-thin fight like this, that could be the only thing that changes.
Yeah.
Automatically, Dionisio now has to stop Prates. That's how close this fight is.
Yeah, and Prates throwing that left kick over and over, set up that straight left hand.
Let's see if Dionisio senses the urgency now.
Yeah, we'll see if he's recovered from that, because that was a snap of a left hand.
Yeah, these guys, they don't like to show us when they're in pain. He could be dying inside.
2 minutes for Dionisio to try to turn up the temperature.
Prates looking for that straight left again. Oh, that's an interesting Muay Thai. We call that an outside clinch.
But it's safe to say Prates has got this, unless Dionisio can knock him out of this place.
He looks like he's coasting to a victory
coasting
now.
Yeah, he doesn't take any chances.
Yeah, he's doing a good job getting back in that clinch and moving around, kind of wasting a little bit of time. Ooh, good left hand.
Trying to turn up the temperature.
Oh, go.
No, nothing. It's nothing. Ref. We're just playing here.
He's saying no, but an exciting way to end this fight. Got a minute left.
Yeah.
Let's see if Prates can hang on.
Yeah, I'd like to see Dionisio close the distance now, get this thing in a phone booth, and just try to go Muay Thai, elbows, knees, see if he can just pull out a miracle.
Yeah, let those hands go because he had a little bit of success in the first round
60 seconds.
with that boxing. Prates moving around, having some fun in there.
Dionisio trying to pressure here in the final 50 seconds of
Credit
the
for him,
fight.
he's going for it.
I give him credit. I like it.
Yeah,
He's
ooh.
pushing the action. Nice
Body
body
shot.
shot.
Do or die,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, he's going for it. He knows there's a lot at stake here. You love to see that. What an ending here.
This is a nail-biting ending.
This is a debut for both of these welterweights in the extreme division, so both really trying to make a statement here at extreme.
Prates doesn't really want to end it.
Not so soon, buddy.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, I don't want to hit hands at that point. I want to finish the fight.
There you go.
Good finish to it.
Yeah,
Good fight.
absolutely great fight.
Yeah, good fight. I think Prates outlasted him, just, was a little bit cleaner, but both guys, brought it for this action,
Yeah, Dionisio, yeah, he had his chances. He never gave up.
Oof. Yeah, landed some good strikes. And, like we were saying, this has got to be the most experienced guy he's ever fought. So it's definitely going to be a good learning lesson from him. And that knockdown sealed it.
He only gets one knockdown against him, but it's pretty good. It's a victory for his personal battle.
É declarado vencedor, decisão unânime, Carlos Prates.
Unanimous decision.
There you have it. Carlos Prates gets it done, adding to that ridiculous record. What an absolute savage that man is.
84-10.
What a way to premiere in the extreme division, making a statement to all the other welterweights. Gisele Morera warming up backstage, 40 years old, still swinging at 135 pounds. And there's her opponent right there, Ketlen Souza, 26 years old, 5'1". She's got a 10-3 record. She is making her SFT debut here tonight.
Agora a Gisele que provoca, abre os braços, também dá o seu show, também dá o seu espetáculo.
Para quem não me conhece, meu nome é Gisele Moreira, sou atleta da Chutebox Floripa, atuante há mais de uns 10 anos já no UFC MMA. Me chamo Ketlen Souza, mais conhecida como Esquentadinha. Tenho 26 anos e venho de Manaus, Amazonas.
Gisele Moreira castiga na Ivó.
Comecei no mundo da luta, tive uma desilusão muito grande há muitos anos atrás, há uns 10 anos atrás, que foi o falecimento do meu marido, uma coisa muito trágica. E pra mim focar em alguma coisa e tirar aquela energia negativa, eu fui pro MMA, onde eu continuo até hoje, graças a Deus. Eu tinha 17 anos, eu treinava jiu-jitsu, aí minha academia fechou e eu fui praticar luta livre. Foi quando eu comecei a treinar e gostei, e até hoje estou aí no esporte. Espero da minha adversária a melhor luta dela possível, que ela se entregue 100%, porque eu vou me entregar 100% nessa luta. A minha adversária pode esperar de mim tudo. Se for trocação, eu vou estar lá. Se for chão, também estarei lá. Eu não pretendo descer essa luta na mão dos juízes. Eu pretendo finalizar a luta, nocautear a luta, onde ficar melhor pra mim. Mas na mão dos juízes eu tenho certeza que ela não vai. Eu amo bater, ver sangue mesmo ali, eu gosto disso. Eu vou arrancar a cabeça dela lá dentro. Eu tô indo preparada e espero que ela esteja preparada, porque eu tô guardando pra ela aqui. Gosto do que eu faço, eu amo mesmo. Espero sempre o melhor de mim. Eu sempre vou dar o melhor de mim lá dentro do Octagon. E esse cinturão vai comigo. Só queria deixar um recado pro evento e para todos que estão aguardando essa luta. pode assinar meu nome nessa cinta, que essa cinta vai para Florianópolis, vai para minha casa.
Let's get this one started. Here's how they match up on paper, Billy.
Yeah, and like I was saying, Gisele, a little bit older, 40 years old, but when some people are slowing down at that age, she's still won 6 of her last 7 fights. So she's, entering really her prime, which could be any age. She's got a slight height advantage over the 26-year-old. Everything else virtually identical, with Gisele having a slight reach advantage along with that height advantage, of course.
Gisele Moreira will be fighting out of the blue corner, and Ketlen Souza fighting at the top of your screen out of the red corner. This fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the 135-pound championship.
And here we go. 10-3 versus 9-4. 2 great records here for these two bantamweights. A lot on the line here. That SFT world title means a lot for these girls' resumes.
And it's a brand new title, vacant. It'll be the first one, so it goes down in history.
So history is about to be made right here. Little feeling out process started up from the 2 right-handed fighters.
Gisele Moreira fighting at the center of the cage now. Souza on the bottom of your screen. It's like a height advantage for Moreira. 5'4" versus 5'1", and there is a 4-inch reach advantage for Moreira as well.
Moreira is a heavy favorite in this fight, but Ketlen is not backing up. She's ready to fight.
I would say the black belt in jiu-jitsu probably helped Moreira out with those odds. A little bit more experience. The Contender Series win. But she's 40 years old, and that time clicker is a factor, for everyone. So we'll see if she's still able to keep up with the 26-year-old.
Especially the later rounds.
Oh,
good strikes there.
Boy, she dropped her there. Very good work
underdog.
there. The 26-year-old dropping Moreira. Now looking to take advantage of this side control here.
And we'll see Moreira's black belt in use on the bottom here. Oh, with the sweep early on. Sweep. Moreira find herself on top.
Oh, side control now.
And this is exactly where she wants to be.
You and I were talking about this earlier, Billy. The difference between a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a blue belt in jiu-jitsu is a decade at least.
It's a big difference, but sometimes you see, like Souza landed a big shot. Sometimes you can see those strikes make up for it, but this wasn't the case here because you see Moreira sweep her right away and get to a dominant position right away.
The odds are Souza is going to be 1 or 2 moves behind the black belt Gisele Moreira here on the ground. I'm pretty sure Souza wanted to keep things standing. Looks a little bit like a fish out of water, frankly, almost like the crucifix position here.
Yeah, that's what she's looking for. She's got that good underhook position. She's giving good shoulder pressure.
Trying to trap the left arm of Souza, and now does successfully with her right knee. This is bad news for Souza. Oh, beautiful scramble there by Souza. Nice and explosive. That's where the 26-year-old, that's the advantage of youth.
Yeah, but she's still in a pretty bad spot. She did a good reversal, but she's still in bottom north-south position here. She needs to find a way to, get back to her feet or try to get to like a full guard. Oh, looking for a reverse triangle there, which is usually pretty low percentage, but if you're good at it, it could help out.
Holding her own against Gisele, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Toes in the cage for Souza.
So they can use their feet, they just can't use their toes?
Yeah, what the rule is, you're allowed to, push onto the feet, like kind of how Souza's doing that, but you're not allowed to dig your toes in, which, it's a tough one to judge.
Yeah.
Top position now for Gisele.
Yeah, Moreira doing a good job, kind of just taking her time, looking to take the back, not in a huge rush. She's winning this round so far.
Yeah, those body shots later on in the rounds makes a big difference, though.
Yes, it definitely adds up, and even though they're grappling, those are still big shots right there. Little reset there.
to go in the opening round. All Gisele Moreira. But I am impressed with Ketlen Souza's defense.
Yeah, she's taking a little bit of a beating here, but she's still in the fight, and she hasn't given up that big shot yet, and she definitely didn't give up a submission yet. So as long as she can make it to the end of the bell, she gets a restart in this position. But right now, yeah, it's all for her opponent right now. Gisele's taking over in this fight.
Yeah, Gisele Moreira is, putting on the offense, and, for Ketlen Souza, she's surviving the submission attempts. Mm-hmm. She's surviving the punches, but she's losing badly on points.
Yeah, and you could see the advantage that we talked about before the fight with that black belt. Moreira basically controlled that whole round, and it started with her on her back. She was able to get the sweep and control the grappling all of round one, because you just see that experience on the ground for Moreira.
I guess she gambled that Gisele was hit stronger than she was really hit.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get a big knockdown like that, you rush into it, but you got to remember the game plan was definitely to keep it striking, and she's looking good in the second round.
Yeah, those connected.
Yes.
This is Souza's game. If Souza can fight at the center of the cage and stuff the takedown, she's given herself a fighting chance of winning this belt here tonight. Oh, spinning back heel kick. Yeah, a little exotic there for Souza.
And Moreira can't go toe-to-toe with her. She doesn't go down.
Yeah, she looks comfortable striking with her. I was just going to say that.
Moreira's got that green belt in capoeira as well as a blue belt in Muay Thai.
And she looks comfortable there. She doesn't look like she's too eager to rush in for anything.
I wouldn't mind if she employed a little capoeira here tonight. Be fun to watch.
Yeah. There we go. Souza doing a good job coming forward at her.
Souza is game. No question about it.
Yeah, and I think her confidence is growing now with, the first minute plus of this second round being all on the feet. She looks like she's getting nice and loose in there.
Yeah, it's a totally different game than the first round. Tide is turning.
Yeah, and, she had a little bit of success in that first round with that knockdown. Things started going sour on the ground, but if she can keep the fight here, there's definitely her best chance of winning this fight.
Got that brown belt in free fighting style and doesn't list the experience, but nonetheless says she has boxing background. Blue belt in Muay Thai, so a lot of stand-up experience for Ketlen Souza.
Yeah, Moreira looking a good job. Good combos. I like those 4 or 5 punch combos she just let go.
And she has a lot of patience. She waits for the right opportunity. She's not just swinging loosely.
Yeah, you can tell she looks very comfortable in there.
Yeah.
She's just waiting, looking to bite her chance. Souza doing a good job landing, first.
Yeah, Souza got that left hand in just now.
Ooh. Good combo there. They're going back and forth here. Exciting fight. Championship fight. That's what we're looking for.
I think it turns. Let's see who can hit each other stronger.
Yeah. They're saying toe-to-toe.
Not your turn. Although for Moreira, if it goes past once you go into the third round and the fourth round, the age definitely starts counting something.
You would think so, There's beautiful spinning back kick again by Souza. And again, she's feeling this out. Totally different round 2 here.
She's definitely feeling it. She's got to stuff this takedown, though.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Moreira if she can get in on this.
Going for the single, trying to change levels here.
Oh, and she gets the takedown.
Yeah, beautiful takedown. Really good timing for Moreira.
Move. Yeah, smart move.
Yep, smart move. Killing Souza's momentum.
Yeah, it looked like the striking was getting away from her a little bit. So what did she do? She mixed in a takedown. She still has 2 minutes left. So she could definitely win this round if she stays on top, beats her up. Souza doing a good job creating space.
I like that up kick from Souza.
Yeah,
I like the idea.
Yeah. Deadly. And I think that landed. We couldn't really see with the angle we were looking at, but...
Yep. Notice Souza's got the underhook here, so that's big. That right arm underhook's big for her. Let's see if she can use it to get back to guard here.
Gisele was an old, wily veteran tactic move. She was covering the mouth of Souza.
Yes. You see that a lot more now. We call it the muffler, where you just basically mess up their breathing. So you hear that term.
Interesting. I remember that.
Yeah, but that's totally legal. Put your hand over their nose and the mouth. Totally legal. It's very frustrating.
Wow.
Yep. You see it a lot in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu matches as well. I started seeing Wagner Hoka, who's a brilliant Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt out of Fort Lauderdale. He's the first one I saw doing it about 8 years ago. He started doing it, and now I see a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, he was doing that in CFA back in the day.
Yep.
Show in Lauderdale. Yep. Yeah, he was a great champion for those guys.
As long as the rules allow for it, you got to go whatever it takes to win the fight.
Exactly. And, sometimes when you're on top of someone, they're just using that chance to breathe and to kind of relax. And if you start covering up their mouth, they're not relaxing anymore. They're worried about not being able to breathe. So it kind of adds a little bit of panic that tires your opponent out.
Oh, I see there. She's putting the hand.
Look at those left hands now, really putting it on Ketlen.
Just top game.
Yep.
Oh, good job getting back to your feet. 10 seconds left.
Ketlen is so game.
And she's coming right at her. She wants to have a big finish for this round.
She says, let's trade.
Let's trade. That
big right hand.
That's going to hurt. That she's going to go into, we just saw that replay. The up kick did land, and then the last...
That up kick.
Yeah, and then the last hit before the round ended. Giselle, she's got to be feeling some pain here right now.
Yeah, Ketlen is still in this fight.
Yeah.
She's proven she's got a big heart, and she's very aggressive, and she's not afraid to stand and trade with Giselle Moreira.
And there's a 4-inch reach difference as well.
Yeah, Moreira using that experience, when she's getting outstruck, she's doing a good job mixing the takedowns, and that's kind of been the story for me so far. That the grappling of Moreira and the striking of Souza.
So can Ketlen stuff the takedown of Giselle? It really rides on that because Ketlen has proven she can stand and trade with Moreira, and usually, 6 times out of 10 come out on top of the exchange. That's her best bet.
Yeah, and you can tell she's hesitating a little bit because she doesn't want to get taken down. So again, we're seeing that striking versus grappling setup where Souza wants to land those big shots, which she is capable of doing. Moreira's looking pretty good on the striking too. She's nice and calm. I like how technical she is.
Yeah, Moreira can be calm because she doesn't have to sweat the takedown. She knows Ketlen doesn't want anything to do with the ground game. So that gives her an advantage. She can, really think about her stand-up, and she's got the takedown when she needs it. But she knows Ketlen is not going to threaten the takedown. So, that's why it's so important, to be well-rounded. You can't have any weaknesses in your game in MMA.
Yeah, this is what Ketlen wants, though. She wants these exchanges going back and forth. This is where she has the opportunity to land that big shot and take Moreira out.
And you can tell that's what she wants with those big rights.
Yep.
She's throwing that big overhand right, a haymaker. Hail Mary.
And look at both girls still have a lot of energy left. I'm liking their pace. You can tell they trained hard for this fight.
That was a strong
beautiful combo.
Yeah.
It was picking her apart a little bit here.
Oh my God.
Oh,
nice
good
head
boxing.
movement. Uppercut.
Yeah, and you can see that boxing background.
Yes.
That one good. That's damage.
She tagged Giselle with that combo.
That was
looking like it's starting to take effect on her. She's slowing down quite a bit.
That last combination was deadly.
Giselle's, game plan up to now has been to go stand for the first 3 minutes of the round, and then the takedown for the last 2 minutes.
Let's see if she looks for that takedown.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, big flying knee from Ketlen.
Oh, it's just so much shorter.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's what
and you
she
can
has
tell
to do.
this is motivating her. That stuffing the takedown, this striking. She's motivated by this right now.
This could be a tide turning right here if Giselle can't take her down in the final minute.
Plenty of time left in this big title fight, too.
The kick.
Big head kick.
Ketlen's starting to put it on Giselle. She's starting to really turn the tables here with 1.5 minutes to go in the third round.
She's got to take it to the ground if not, it's a lost cause.
Yeah, Souza taking over here.
Talk about changing the guard here. The first round and the third round.
Ooh.
Big
strikes. She's looking for the finish.
Yeah,
Big momentum change. And like you're saying, Billy, it's shooting the single. If she can stuff it here.
She just has an advantage.
Oh, great job getting back to her feet. That's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Final minute of the third round.
Morera's a little bit slower than she was before. She doesn't have the speed she needs on the ground.
Morera desperate for the takedown now. She can feel the momentum changing, especially in the stand-up game. She just can't hang at the same clip that Ketlen is setting.
Holding on to the neck here. You don't know if that's a choke-in or she's just holding on to, get a breather. It looks like it could be tight, though. She's a black belt.
30 seconds to go.
Forearm under the chin.
Yep, short time here.
I don't think she's got it.
Yeah, she gave up on it. She didn't want to gas out her arm. More action from Ketlen.
Time to get a break here. Here we go.
Ketlen looking to steal this third round and make this a fight.
Yeah, she wants to give a little goodbye punch for the fourth round.
Oh,
there she goes.
What?
Wow.
Whoa, what huge third round.
Repeat of the second round. The last couple seconds, she just unloads it.
Championship rounds. Round number 4. Here we go.
And we'll see who could get their game plan working. Is Souza going to keep that striking going? Is Gisele going to be able to get that big takedown? Is she going to be able to get the fight to the floor? Can she land that big shot still?
Gisele counting on precision strikes that lead to a takedown. And Ketlen counting on bull rush, bullying, dirty boxing, and stuffing the takedown. She's just
Souza just putting it on her. In the
she's putting it on her. She's walking through the jab. She's walking through Morera's jab.
Ooh, good body kick.
Tomorrow she's going to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, both girls will be feeling this heading into this championship round.
Oh.
Big right hand by Souza.
Yep.
Gisele
Morera stiffened.
Oh.
She's getting popped.
Looking for the finish here.
You can see Ketlen's face. She's like smiling. She knows she's got this.
She's feeling it. She's getting more and more energy as the fight progresses.
She knows she can stuff that takedown now because Gisele doesn't have much left.
The confidence that she's got right now.
I like how she's clearing out of there too.
Morera's almost trying to hold it.
Good head movement.
The other one, she's landing all of them.
What a good scrap here. What a championship fight right now we got going on.
Good close fight. Still, we got it. This. If it keeps going like this, it's going to be 2-2 going into the 5th round.
Yeah, Souza, man, her striking is looking better as the fight goes on. Huge takedown attempt.
Big moment
here.
Right here. Big moment.
Yep.
And it looks like it's going to go Ketlen's way. She can't finish it.
She's too tired, Souza. She's that Morera. Oh, no, she is going to finish her.
She's going for the choke.
Going for the choke. Does she have it?
That would be amazing.
Good defense right there.
Oh.
Good defense by Morera.
Can you imagine if that finished like that?
Yeah, to finish a black belt, going for it. Smart by Souza to just get out of there. Go back to the striking where she's having the most success.
Absolutely. Back to the center of the cage. She's dictating where the stand-up goes. Walking Morera down. Morera trying to get that precision jab going that sets up the takedown. The first 2 rounds went like clockwork for Morera. Then Ketlen just turned things around at the end of the 3rd round. And now just putting it on Morera in the 4th round. Yeah.
Gisele's shots definitely started losing a lot of their oomph. She didn't set them up great early, but she was able to get them, especially with that sweep in the 1st round and the takedown in the 2nd. But she hasn't had the same oomph on those shots, and Souza's just, sprawl and brawl, and her striking looks incredible here.
Oh, like that overhand right.
Oof.
From downtown, from another zip code, and still finding Morera. Morera up against the cage, kind of fighting Ketlen style. Stiff left jab from Souza.
Yeah, connected.
Souza, plenty of time to work this position that Morera seems willing to give to her.
Yeah, I don't know if Gisele has the energy left for a good takedown, and she's in a bad spot if she has to stand with Souza for these next, round and a half.
I think Moreira's just hoping not to get knocked out at this point. She knows she's got no strength.
Yeah, she's got to do something here. She's got to go for a takedown or do something.
Or at least get some lateral movement. She's just a sitting duck against the cage here with Ketlen, building momentum, feeling it.
Fight slowing down a little bit in the fourth round. Both girls are definitely feeling this pace that they put on.
Ketlen's finally feeling it. She's sort of like,
Yep.
wow, I've gotten my third win now.
Oh, there we go. Big spinning attack.
Ketlen is being smart. She knows that she's got it this one, but she doesn't want to do something stupid.
Yeah. And she's landing her shots.
Oh.
The boxing has
Back and
really
forth.
come in handy for Ketlen Souza. She was the Manawata amateur boxing champion. She's got 3 wins in AMI boxing. So, the boxing really has enabled her to turn this fight around. Oh, the overhand right again.
Round 4, championship rounds here.
20 seconds to go in round 4.
What happened?
Well, I guess we were a little bit off on our
Yeah,
clock.
we're a little
was
off.
Yeah.
When the doctor starts looking at you, it raises questions. Am I good to go? You never want that to be the one that the doctor's looking at.
It looked like her eye was closing up, Billy, and and perhaps the doctor was checking to make sure she still had good vision.
Yep, and she's definitely wearing it. But going into this 5th round, she's still in this fight. All right, here we go, feeling each other out. And both girls, looking to exchange a little bit. We'll see if Gisele can get the fight to the floor. Good head movement.
She's going to have to take it down.
I don't think she can strike with her. But, again, she still looks confident in the pocket here.
I'm surprised that she's come out this strong. I really didn't expect it to see her. She's got the second win.
Yeah, sometimes that 1 minute break, and especially knowing it's the last round, your body kind of knows, all right, we got 5 minutes left. Let's make it count.
Well, it's the speech from your coach could be a good confident booster.
This is a great fight now because you can see Kaylin's a little bit more tired now, too.
Try for that.
So both girls getting after it here. Oh, big combo there.
Anybody's fight here in the 5th round. 2-2. Dead even.
Yeah.
And they look dead even here in the 5th round as well.
Yeah, Gisele looks like she recouped a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, Souza doing a good job stalking her against the cage.
And that could be all the judges need, in a razor-thin round. Who pressed the action?
It's crazy. It's come down to the last 4 minutes.
Wow. And credit to both girls for making it this far. It would have been easy to be broken by this point. Especially Gisele, who was getting picked apart in these last couple rounds.
Yeah, all the credit in the world to Gisele Morera. Just like you said, Billy, anyone, could have folded at that point.
Wow, super razor clean striking right here. Razor close.
The tension. I got no nails left.
Yeah, who's going to leave here making history as the first women's bantamweight champion?
It's all on the line here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, SFT 28.
They want to use every second they can to be in that octagon and show the world who they are.
Yeah, and the difference between becoming a champion or not is coming down to these last 3 minutes of the fight. How exciting.
Really, to think of how far we've come in this fight and for it to still be up for grabs and dead even is amazing.
Yeah, it looked like Souza was completely taking over. Well, Gisele looked like she was going to get the early 1st or 2nd round finish, and then to have Ketlen come back and win rounds 3 and 4, and round 5, they're going at it now, and it's a close fight. How couldn't be closer of a matchup.
And for a 40-year-old to take a beating for 2 rounds and still be able to come out and put a good fight on the 5th round, she's...
Yeah, credit for her. I don't even know what fighting at 40 would feel like. That's impressive in itself.
A real testimony to her work ethic and her heart.
And to still have a chance to win a championship right now, good for her.
I think that the age difference is not such a big issue as it used to be. We have our Marcos Babuin at 44. He's a division champion. Yep. People just know how to recover better. They know how to be between fights, how to lose weight better, conditioning.
Yeah, but if you take care of yourself, I agree. Everyone's body is different. Oh, here we go. Good little exchange here.
Coming down to the wire here. Who wants this bantamweight championship more? Gisele Moreira on the right-hand side of your screen or Ketlen Souza on the left-hand? We have this dead even in rounds and probably a dead even fifth round. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't think
super competitive round 5 right here.
Yeah, I don't think any one of us can judge who's won this belt yet.
Yeah,
that's
this
how
fifth round
close this is.
Just as long as it's not a tie.
Then you have to give 2 belts.
I know.
You thought it was expensive to do a trophy and a medal. Wait till you try 2. Wait till you try 2 championship belts.
Yeah, what happens if there's a tie in the championship fight? No belts given? Or
they used to do an extra round.
Yeah, it's tough to say. You know, there really wouldn't be a winner, especially since it's a vacant title.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, maybe an extra round, but I don't know if they would sanction that anymore. I guess it would have to do a rematch.
I mean, if it was the defending champion in his time, I would let the defending champion keep it, we'll say. But it's a vacant title, so it's like...
Yeah, that's usually how it works. All right, heading into this,
got to be beat clean.
Heading into this final segment, both girls going at it. 10 seconds left.
Who wants it more? Steal the round.
Unbelievable. This is going to go down to decision.
Time, and there it is.
Championship fight.
This was a super competitive fight. You know, I think rounds 1 through 4, we kind of knew who won each of those rounds. Round 5, super close. I would lean towards Souza, maybe a little bit more control there in that 5th round. But again, Gisele was stood in that fight. She landed her shots too in the 5th round. She stayed on her horse, was moving the whole time. Man, such a good competitive championship fight. But I think I know who won rounds 1 through 4. You know, I think it was a tie. And then round 5 was definitely the closest round.
Yeah, it's up for grabs, this 5th round.
Senhoras e senhores, anúncio oficial, valendo o cinturão peso galo feminino. Em decisão unânime, é declarada a nova dona do cinturão peso galo do SFT, Ketlen Esquentadinha Souza.
The 26-year-old comes up with her first championship. The SFT bantamweight belt will be wrapped around the waist of Ketlen Souza, and I have to say I agree with this decision.
Yeah, I agree too, and that's the way you want to win it. You know, she won the championship rounds 3, 4, and 5.
All right, coming up next, our next bantamweight title fight, obviously in the men's division, Jean Matsumoto versus Wanderlei Mexicano.
Olha a esquerda! Entrou. Olha a esquerda do Matsumoto como entrou! Entrou firme outra vez o cruzado!
Eu sou Jean Matsumoto, tenho 8 lutas, 8 vitórias, 3 finalizações, 3 nocautes e 2 lutas por pontos. Sou campeão dos 57 quilos e estou em busca do cinturão de cima agora.
Wanderlei Mexicano já conquista uma joelhada espetacular! Espetacular e avassalador o início!
Sou Wanderlei Mexicano, tenho 27 anos, assim, em Diadema, São Paulo. Represento a equipe Junão Fighters. Tenho 10 vitórias, 3 derrotas no meu cartel. Dentro do SFT são 3 vitórias, 1 derrota.
Sensacional! Sensacional!
Existem 2 tipos de atletas. Existe o atleta que tem talento e o que é insistente, o que treina. O Jean tem talento e ele treina.
Wanderlei Mexicano vai com tudo! Ele vai com tudo pra cima do seu adversário!
Minha expectativa para essa luta é vitória. O meu adversário tá vindo invicto, mas não me surpreende nada. Vou colocar a primeira vitória lá no cartel dele.
Estou buscando o cinturão da categoria de cima. Vou enfrentar o Wanderlei Mexicano, um atleta muito duro, mas eu nasci para ser um campeão e ninguém vai tirar isso de mim.
O que tem que esperar é uma luta de MMA, né? Não é uma luta amarrada. Vai ser uma luta solta, todo mundo vai se divertir com essa luta.
O Wanderlei é um cara muito duro, tanto que é campeão da categoria de cima, mérito total. Eu sei o que eu quero, eu sei meu sonho e não vai ser ele que vai me parar.
Eu tenho certeza absoluta que o Jean vai ganhar essa luta. Seja por nocaute, seja por finalização, o que aparecer a gente tá pronto. Nessa luta, o mexicano é coadjuvante, o protagonista é o Jean.
Entrou à direita, desesperado, o Rangel partiu com as pernas, entrou à direita do mexicano.
O adversário, eu vi que ele tem bastante finalização, assim como eu, ele é invicto, então vou trazer a minha vitória porque esse cinturão é meu. É meu!
Vai ser uma guerra essa luta, tô pronto pra qualquer coisa e a hora que fechar a gaiola lá dentro, só um sai com a vitória e tenho certeza que vai ser eu.
This fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds at 135 pounds for all the marbles. Here's how they match up on paper.
Yeah, you can see like what we talked about, the slight age advantage, but I would say both guys are, getting close to their prime. You see them both with titles already, but this, up for grabs, this big title fight, it's gonna be 5-minute rounds. Everything else virtually identical, just a slight height and slight weight, distribution pretty even. Expect just an absolute dogfight in this main event.
Two Sao Paulo fighters fighting in Sao Paulo for the SFT Bantamweight Championship of the world. Here we go.
I'm excited for this one. Both guys with the SFT experience already. So both guys are going to be comfortable in there, but they haven't faced each other yet. And this is a super high-level matchup we got here.
It's the first time that we got two champions fighting at SFT, so that's exciting. History in the making.
Absolutely. And you can see Jean Matsumoto on the left-hand side of your screen in the black trunks with the white and red trim, and Wanderlei Mexicano in the green trunks with the red trim, the traditional Muay Thai trunks.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a feeling out process here between Matsumoto and the Mexicano. Both guys looking sharp.
Oh, they're going for it. Somebody shots there, kick. It's going to be a high-intensity fight. Oh, Matsumoto is down.
Matsumoto, good defense there, though, falling into the open guard of Matsumoto is Mexicano now.
I don't think Matsumoto ever took a beating like this.
Wow, yeah, off to a bad start. Mexicano with some heavy striking in this early frame.
Oh, man.
Good work there. Wanderlei fishing for the guillotine, trying to keep top position here. You can see Matsumoto turning into him, trying to get back to his feet. And he does so smartly. He's still in some trouble now.
Yeah, good job recovering from that. He looked like he could have been out of it.
That's when the age comes into play.
Yeah.
21-year-old can handle that.
He doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, he's undefeated. He's not really used to facing this much adversity early on in the fight like this.
And he's pretty much dominated most of his adversaries.
Mm-hmm.
This has got to be Matsumoto's toughest fight of his career.
Yep.
Matsumoto now shooting the single. He was in some trouble now. He's lifting Mexicano up. I like how Matsumoto turned a bad position into a positive position by shooting that single.
Yeah, and this was smart, making him grapple, kind of get the cobwebs out, recover a little bit, and he's looking fresh now going into the second part of round one.
He's got blood in his face.
Yeah.
Matsumoto. I don't know I think it's his nose, right?
It's tough to tell.
Mexicano has great kickboxing. He'll love to fight at distance all day long. Ooh. Good combination there. Fast hands for Mexicano.
Wow, Matsumoto's taking a beating here.
Yeah, and you can tell he wants to grapple. He doesn't want any more of that striking that the Mexicano is throwing at him.
He's got all kinds of weapons, does Wanderlei Mexicano.
Yeah, this fight turning into a dogfight. Good scrambles, good exchanges, super high, fast-paced action here from both guys.
I like Matsumoto's turning this back into a street fight, and that's what he needs to do. He's closing the distance on Mexicano. He's starting to put it on him.
It looked like it was going to be a really quick fight in the beginning, but luckily things have changed around.
Matsumoto trying to close the distance. You can see that damage he took in the first couple of minutes of the opener here, round number one, scheduled for five-minute rounds for the 135-pound belt.
Yeah, and we'll see if that is going to affect his breathing. You know, bleeding through your nose like that usually affects your breathing, opens up your mouth a little bit. We'll see if that's going to be a factor in this championship fight.
John Matsumoto trying to up his game here in the final minute, trying to steal the opener.
Nice.
Good combos here from both guys.
Yeah, from both.
Yeah.
Down
goes Mexicano.
Kick.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful head kick.
Matsumoto, left
Step
hands.
up looking for the finish.
Hammer fists and left hands now trying to put Mexicano away here with the last minute to go in the first round.
Mexicano wisely looking for a leg lock, looking to get back up in this exchange here. Matsumoto, blood in the water.
Exactly. He tasted his own blood, and he became the shark in the water, going for Mexicano's blood.
Beautiful head kick to start things off here.
This is crazy.
Totally change of events in this fight. Looking for the finisher. The ref's looking in on this closely.
Seems like Matsumoto just doesn't have the power to finish him off with the elbow.
Oh, spinning elbow.
Oh, another head kick.
Wow.
Mexicano still in trouble here.
Matsumoto.
Oh, man.
Mexicano's in trouble. He's in trouble. He goes down.
Short time.
10 seconds. Can Matsumoto finish him?
Smart
my
Mexicano to be down. Wow.
We're going to see if that 1 minute's going to be enough time to get Mexicano back in this fight.
That'll be interesting. Wow, what a round.
He's got to just go back to the fundamentals. What started him off in this fight, back on track with the striking, avoiding that big head kick. Keep those hands up, and you're still in this fight. Let him know that.
There you had a good look at Wanderlei. Mexicano in his corner waiting for the second round to start. John Matsumoto now meeting him in the center of the cage with the combinations.
And Matsumoto does look like the fresher fighter coming out in the second round.
But Mexicano is swinging.
Mm-hmm.
They're both taking it.
Back and forth action here in the second round. Who wants it more? Who wants that 135-pound SFT strap more?
Mexicano looking for the takedown now, slowing the fight down a little bit.
Wow. Intense first 45 seconds.
Yep, here we go. Back in striking distance.
And
Matsumoto found himself back in this fight.
He's back in this scrap. Matsumoto pushing Mexicano back. The push kick, the head kick.
Those head kicks have been doing damage this whole fight. He's landed about 3 of them so far.
Oh, another one.
Beautiful kick.
I'm pretty sure Mexicano walked into this fight thinking it was an easy one for him, and now he's like, "What's going on here? What's this kid
and he
kid doing to me?"
He came close in that first round, but Matsumoto took everything he had, and now he's giving it back.
That's the beauty of being 21 years old, guys. I mean, the recovery speed at which Matsumoto was able to get a second wind and really turn things around towards the end of the first round. Just the youth, the beauty of youth.
Yeah, and he looks like the more dedicated, the more decorated veteran right now. He looks really sharp and composed in there.
Kind of walking Mexicano down. Mexicano's still trying to shake the cobwebs off of the first round. He's never really been able to get the offense going here. He's trying to generate some offense, but he's kind of fighting on his heels.
Yeah, he does look a little dizzy after that first round and hasn't fully recovered yet.
Good back and forth action between these 135 pounders. This is for the SFT Bantamweight Championship. Jordan J.
Beautiful
Adams.
Combos.
Nice.
Alongside Billy Quarantillo, David Hudson. Oh boy, back and forth action.
Matsumoto finding his strikes. He's putting him right up against the cage, putting Mexicano right up against that cage, and letting go of these beautiful combos. Another head kick. Mexicano caught that one. Looking to take the back now. Another change of events here in the second round. Mexicano looking to take the back of Matsumoto.
He's got the hook sunk in. He's trying to punch him just enough to distract him and get that right arm underneath the chin. That's all the punches are for, just as a distraction.
Yeah, but Mexicano doing a great job putting himself in this position because he was starting to get picked apart a little bit, and now he's got the back. If he can hang on to this position and possibly find a choke or at least win the round,
you could see why they both are champions. They're both coming out Back and forth.
Yeah, great scrambles, and you expect this from these bantamweights. You know, good power in the strikes, and then great scrambles. Mexicano giving it to him right now. He's got his back control. Looking to land some big shots here. Looking to open up those chokes. This is not where Matsumoto wants to be.
Are they both bleeding, or is that Matsumoto's blood on Mexicano?
It's tough to say. Matsumoto's definitely bleeding. I don't know if that's his blood on Mexicano or Mexicano's opened up too. Interesting. The ref kind of telling him to, make something happen here, but he's on his back, so it's interesting. The ref really wants to see some action, but Mexicano is obliging, landing some big shots here.
Staying just busy enough not to get stood up. I mean, he really shouldn't be stood up. He's got the figure 4 body lock on Matsumoto. It's a dominant position, even though he's on his back. He's got Matsumoto in trouble. There should no way a referee should be saying you need to do more. I mean, this is good offense here.
Yeah, it's the best position you can get to on the ground in jiu-jitsu, in a fight, really. So, yeah, I can see why he wants to see some excitement, but Mexicano did what he had to do to get to this dominant position.
28 seconds to go here in round number 2. Started off great for Jean Matsumoto, who was picking up where he left off on the first round, but then halfway through, Wanderlei Mexicano turning it around, turning this into a grappling match.
Yeah, and it's never a good idea when someone has your back if you start exchanging strikes with them. Mexicano's in the position to land here. And I think he probably stole this round. He had the dominant position towards the end. Very close round to score.
And pressuring him, but then halfway through that third round, the second round, Mexicano able to turn things around. So back and forth for the bantamweights here at SFT 28.
Yep, super high-paced round.
Wow.
Super high-paced fight. And they're getting after here in the third round. We'll see who can keep this energy going because this is going to start wearing on them.
Yeah, they're both going at full speed. Someone's going to have to run out of gas.
Yeah, these guys both, they put in a lot of months of training to get ready for this fight, and it's showing now.
Both of these bantamweights working the legs smartly. I love to see that in Muay Thai. That'll pay dividends later, especially in a long 5-round fight.
Oh, well, that was a trip, right? I don't think that was...
But he has looked wobbly on his legs, as Billy was saying earlier. He's looked, he's looked precarious many times. It almost looks like he's ready to go if Matsumoto can just keep the pressure on.
It feels like Mexicano sees two Matsumotos out there.
He does look a little wobbly, and I think that was from the damage that he ate in the first round.
Yeah, you can see it in his face. He's not 100%.
A lot of stumbling. He's stumbling quite a bit.
Still ripping combos, though. And like you were saying, Jay, he's landing those legs kicks. But you see it on his face, though. He's starting to wear it on his face. Ooh, good combo there.
Now he's got Matsumoto backpedaling.
Yeah, and what a great tip fight here we got for SFT.
And all good fights tonight, SFT 28. You got to love it.
It's been an interesting night tonight, that's for sure.
Yep. Co-main event did not disappoint.
Ooh, and there's Mexicano with a big takedown. He's winning these grappling exchanges, and if he can stay on top in this third round, he's going to take this round. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Try to get to the back or try to get some heavy ground and pound in.
We're almost at the halfway point of this fight.
Yeah, Matsumoto's got to turn it around here. He's letting these big takedowns up. It could be costing him these rounds.
Yeah, especially right toward the end of the round, you see this top position now.
And you can tell both guys are tired, but Mexicano is tired in a dominant position. So while both guys can rest a little bit here, Mexicano is resting and winning the fight, winning on the scorecards on top here, where Matsumoto has to find a way out.
Matsumoto, no, they're both young, they're both undefeated, and they're both beasts, but this is Matsumoto.
Yes.
We're still in awe from the last fight from last month. That's what it was. It's pretty amazing how the young guys are like really dominating and showing how they can win fights.
Side control from Mexicano with 1:56 to go in the third round. Matsumoto trying to dig down, figure out a way to get out of this bad position.
Yeah, Mexicano showing that strong control, that strong top game.
Good job there by Jean Matsumoto getting out of trouble.
Got out,
back
yeah.
to his feet, back to the center of the cage, the bantamweights. Superman punch from Mexicano. We haven't seen any of that tonight. It's our first Superman punch.
The Mexican Superman. This is not a name.
The Mexicano.
Shooting the single. Good defense there. Matsumoto.
Good defense, though. So Matsumoto has to do is defend those takedowns, keep striking. Ooh, these boys are trading.
Boy, it's a good fight.
Oh, he set up that takedown. Oh, good takedown defense. Wow, what a scramble we got here. Both guys starting to wear it on their face a bit.
But Mexicano's dangerous standing up as well. He doesn't have to just go to the floor.
Exactly, yeah. I think what he's probably thinking is he can mix in the takedowns. He had a lot of success in the second round, so why even strike with him? But
at the same time, but at the same time, you can't strike with him, so it's a guessing game for Matsumoto. What's
Exactly. You'd almost like to see Mexicano strike with him a little bit more because Matsumoto's doing a good job defending these takedowns now, at least in the second half of the third round.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's been the difference.
No! Going for the guillotine.
Trying to close up that guard and choke.
That's a great short time move. Did it with 15 seconds left. And this has been the most significant thing of the round, probably.
It looks like he's locked in there, but it's with less than 10 seconds.
Yeah,
to
short
go.
time. Mexicano's doing a good job of escaping. But this looks good on the scorecards.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect time to pull for the guillotine.
Yeah, that was a smart. That was a veteran move by the 21-year-old.
And there was no way Mexicano was going to tap out. Mexicano was on the blackout before tapping out.
Here we go. Who wants it more? This fight could go in any direction. Razor thin already.
Good combos to start throwing fire.
Outside leg kick from Mexicano. Switch to shoots the single, but didn't really set it up.
Yeah, not really setting up. I think he's just trying to get a reaction. Did a good job going low, coming high with the strikes off of it. Ooh, Matsumoto now looking to take him down.
Trying to change level and sweeps
there you
the
go,
left
and he
leg
gets
out.
it.
Yep, beautiful job there by Jean Matsumoto. It's Bracancha versus Diadema here in Sao Paulo.
Winner's going to leave with that bantamweight title.
Bragging rights.
You know, in this fight, they both can go to the floor. They both can stand up. So we got a good fight no matter where they're at.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see both guys get some pretty big takedowns and both guys land some pretty good strikes on the feet.
It's really dead even here.
Dead even. Now Matsumoto in the same position Mexicano was just in.
Last round, yep.
Exactly the same, and now looking to let his hands
Now it's his
go.
turn to do some damage.
Yep. A half guard for Mexicano. Trying to keep Matsumoto in tight so he can't posture up and rain elbows down.
Oh, again.
There we go. Looking for that guillotine again.
God, he wants that guillotine.
It looks tight. This one's an arm-in guillotine.
And now he's got 3.5 minutes. It's not just 10 seconds.
And the closed guard. Finally, the guard opens up. Good defense
Mexicano
there.
doing that. Yep, same defense. Basically passing the guard off it.
He's able to get out of it.
Okay, right back to the feet now. Here we go. 3 minutes left in this round.
This is exciting, guys. Yeah, this is exciting.
You just tuned in here watching SFT 28. I'm Jordan J. Adams alongside Billy Quarantillo, David Hudson. Glad you joined us. It's been a night of fights here from Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is our main event. It's a bantamweight tilt. Jean Matsumoto in the white, blue, and black trunks versus Wanderlei Mexicano in the green trunks. We have this dead even as Matsumoto shoots the double.
Ooh. And Mexicano ends up on top, looking for the back now.
Back
Championship
and forth.
rounds.
Just each fighter taking turns being dominant.
It's amazing how they just keep going at it.
Conditioning on these boys is insane, off the charts.
Yeah.
And it shows you just how closely matched they are, that neither one can pull out ahead. As soon as one fighter starts pulling out a little bit, the other fighter puts the brakes on it and steps on the gas. It's just a battle of attrition. It's a battle of mentality. It's a battle of toughness. Who wants it more? 2 minutes to go here in round number 4.
Matsumoto looking to apply some pressure now. He's doing a good job reversing these positions. You know, earlier in the fight, in like the second round, Mexicano was you know, dominating the grappling, and Matsumoto's doing a great job now. Mexicano looking for the leg lock. I like that mix up. Looks like he might have a knee bar here.
He's cranking on that knee. He's got the ankle. He's trying to pull it up.
So how did you get out of that?
So he's doing the right thing. You got to put your weight on your foot here. If Mexicano doesn't raise it up, he's gonna have to roll through. But right now he's doing the smart thing, but basically keeping that foot to the ground. Now he's gonna try to get up and climb up and end up on top here.
Wow. I love that it's like a chess game. It's such a every move you gotta think of the next move.
Yeah, you gotta be so versed in all these different areas.
Yeah, at this level, you know, when you get to, like, frankly, Billy Quarantillo's level at black belt, you start setting traps. You start putting things out there so your opponent gets sucked into a trap for a submission.
Yeah, and people that don't understand, they think, oh, what luck, he got this guy in that position. But guys watching this, it's nothing to do with luck. Everything is thought out of.
Hammer fist now from Matsumoto, trying to soften up Mexicano.
Yeah, he's taking over. He looks like the fresher fighter in this championship round.
Good timing, too, in the last 30 seconds of round number 4. The last thing the judges are going to see is Matsumoto raining down hammer fists and elbows into the face of Mexicano. Action-packed fight at 135.
Wow. Yeah. Crazy output still for this 4th round.
Just crazy. And one of those hammer fists connects, and it's none night for Mexicano.
That was a good finish from Matsumoto. Yeah, there's no way of knowing how we are. We could be at 2-2, we could be at 3-1.
Yep. I completely agree. I would give the slight advantage to Matsumoto, possibly 3-1, but I could definitely see 2-2, and this round meaning it all right here.
Yep. Looks like Matsumoto is going to try to make the most of it with that
get off
ankle
to a good takedown to start things off. Mexicano diving in for that Kimura. Looks like he's got it. Oh, now going to the arm bar.
Oh, going to the arm. Matsumoto knows the defense.
Yep, he's being smart with it, keeping that arm in tight, trying to stack him up. Could use that cage a little bit here.
Got a purple belt in jiu-jitsu versus Mexicano's brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yep, so 2 guys that know what they're doing in these positions, being careful here, taking their time. You know, one mistake here and he's got a broken arm and, you know, no championship belt. A lot on the line here.
Especially when you consider what both of these bantamweights have put in, not just in this fight, but everything they've done to get to this level, to get to the championship fight. For this is just something that you can't be overstated how important this is to both of these 135-pounders.
Yeah, every little exchange here can mean the difference in the fight. Matsumoto taking over here, taking the back, dominant position. Let's see if he can hang on to it. Mexicano fighting for his life out there.
Fishing for the rear naked choke now. The chin is tucked in by Mexicano.
He's going for it. Looks like he might have it.
Does he have
Mexicano's not fighting the wrists at all. He's in trouble.
Oh, looks like he might be going out.
It looks like it's a crank more than it's a choke, but that can that'll tap you out as well.
Like, what are you? Oh, he couldn't hold it.
He's out.
He's out. They're too tired at this point.
Yeah, his arm goes. And now Mexicano ends up on top. Here we go.
Back and forth action. How Mexicano didn't tap to that neck crank, I'll never know.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe Matsumoto just couldn't put any heat on it.
Because it looked like he didn't really defend it that well, but he just did a good job relaxing and tucking his chin, and he was able to fight out of it.
Both just have no more strength left.
Yeah, it's tough to finish big chokes like that, especially if your opponent's not willing to give you an inch on it.
Looking to posture up now is Mexicano, hoping to put some punishment down here in the last half of the 5th and final round, making his case with the judges that he should walk away with the SFT strap.
With 2 minutes or to go, it's anyone's fight here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how back and forth this has been. There's never been a clear winner. I have to agree with Billy, though. I would have to lean towards Matsumoto based on damage and based on aggression and based on just more time in the dominant position than Mexicano. And Mexicano being stumbly for a couple of rounds as well.
The for Mexicano is not up. It's either a 2-2 or a 3-1 to Matsumoto.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting last minute and a half.
All right, minute 40 left.
Shooting the single now is Matsumoto. Be a good time for a dump if he can pull it off.
Yep, looking to take the back now. Mexicano's got to square up with him. Oh, big mistake there by Mexicano, letting him get that far back. Yeah, Matsumoto seems to be the fresher fighter here in these last, fourth and fifth round.
Looking for the big dump.
Almost.
With a minute to go if he can do it.
Looks like he's going to reset.
Almost
Mexicano
going for the
looking
suplex.
for a leg.
He was trying to suplex Mexicano. Mexicano, great defense.
Wow.
1 minute to go in the fight, guys.
All right, last minute championship main event fight. Who wants it more?
Just missing the head kick was Matsumoto.
Oh, that landed.
Ooh, good right hand.
Yeah, Mexicano starting to let Matsumoto kind of pull out a little bit.
Yeah.
Here.
And I think Matsumoto realizes he's up and he's just looking to grind out the finish, grind out the takedown at the end here.
Yep, he's putting all of the forward motion. He's attempting to finish this fight. Mexicano is shaking his head no, but that's not going to be enough. He's got to generate some offense. Be a good time for a takedown by Mexicano with the takedown now.
Oh, there we go. Ends up on top.
Oh, just when we thought we could, we're all trying to figure out who's going to win this thing, and just when we thought we had Matsumoto pulling out in front, Mexicano with the big takedown.
Yeah, is it going to be enough though at the end here?
Right. I don't think it's enough.
Man, I wouldn't want to be one of these judges. They got a tough task on their hand. Each round by round, but a close fifth and final round.
All night long. This is what SFT 28's been. Close decisions.
Yeah.
Razor thin. I mean, the matchmaking could not be tighter than SFT 28. It just couldn't be tighter. Here you see Matsumoto defending that armbar, now defending the rear naked choke. He was in a lot of trouble many times. That's why I got to lean towards Matsumoto. Not only was he in submission danger many times, he was wobbly for a couple of rounds. I don't recall Matsumoto being wobbly or being in danger of being submitted as many times as Mexicano was.
Yeah.
So that, if you got to edge it, you got to edge it to Matsumoto. How long it's taking the judges to tabulate the score.
Então, senhoras e senhores, com o resultado oficial deste combate. Árbitro número 1 pontuou 49-46, número 2 49-46, 48-47 pontuou o terceiro árbitro. Portanto, em decisão unânime, é declarado vencedor e detentor do cinturão Matsumoto!
2 judges had it 4-1. 1 judge had it 3-2.
Wow.
Judges getting it right tonight.
Yeah.
Let that baby face fool you, guys.
Yeah, that kid's, man, what a savage. What a great fight. They did it, got rocked early, and you love seeing that from your champion to come back for a little bit from adversity. And, don't be surprised if we see these guys fighting again in the future.
Welcome back, everybody. Jordan J. Adams, Billy.